With Grenwall spikes recently spiking in price, pun intended, one of the more profitable skilling methods just got a whole lot better. Let's cover it, so whenever you're ready, grab your cup of tea, sit back, relax, and enjoy. The requirements for this method are level 77 Hunter, level 70 Invention, or the Tier 1 Windquiver 2, and Anachronia to be unlocked. Reason being is we're going to be hunting these Grenwalls on the northern side of the Anachronia island near the Pavasaurus Rex. You can easily walk there by using the Anachronia lodestone and following the video along as seen. Grenwalls are a type of creature you catch using box traps, which are best spread out, as if you get too close to Grenwalls they go full armadillo mode. As such, when trying to catch these, you're going to spread out your traps and keep your distance from these traps while trying to catch them. Speaking of traps, there are two different choices. The first of which is the inexpensive box trap, which has unlimited uses. If you're going to be using these, do know that you're going to want to be using scentless potions and have unlocked the Tier 1 Windquiver 2 because you will no longer need to use bait. This quiver is unlocked by completing the easy and medium tier win achievements. Now the other traps are electrified traps, which have the benefit of not needing to be scented or baited, with the downside being that they do not have unlimited uses and are more costly to use. Each electrified trap will last you 25 successful catches, bringing their cost per catch to around 6,000 GP. The traps require level 70 Invention to create and a Goblin Tech Tree unlock, which is easily done by handing in some component tasks on the notice board at the Invention Guild. Now, in terms of a setup example, I know this isn't a setup a player with level 77 Hunter would have, but here's an example of some things you could bring along if you want to increase your experience per hour and also gain more Grenwall spikes per hour. The most influential items here are by far the Hunter 99 cape, the Volcanic Trapper outfit, which allows you to place 6 box traps instead of 5, and the combined Catalyst Fragment, which I do not own myself, which allows you to auto-reset filled traps. Now the method itself is fairly straightforward. You're going to want to sip your potion, summon your familiar, and basically spread out your traps and then run around every time they shake and then reset them. Now there's a neat little way of resetting traps quickly that will increase your Hunter experience per hour and increase the amount of Grenwall spikes you get per hour, and it's really simple. All you have to do is keybind your traps, and then as soon as your character goes to dismantle a trap with the creature in it, going through their knees, you tap the keybind and it will instantly drop another trap on the floor and start to lay it and set it up. If you have the Hunter Cape, it will do it a little bit more quickly, but even without the Hunter Cape, this is a really good method of resetting your traps. Now that big blue Pavasaurus Rex that is walking around will occasionally walk over you, and to avoid getting stunned, simply use the anticipation ability before checking your traps, or when you are stunned, simply use freedom. Yes, you're using combat abilities for a skilling method. Now when you're hunting these Grenwalls, you'll also notice you'll be gaining a bunch of grimy herbs, which is why I suggest bringing along a herb bag, which you can gain from the Herby Werby D&D, and if you've lost your herb bag, you can also reclaim it at that NPC. Or alternatively, if you don't want to bring along a herb bag, you can also bring along a herbicide and crush those herbs for some experience instead. Alright, so how much money is this method really? Well, I was able to get nearly 9,800 Grenwall spikes in a single hour with the setup I showed you in the setup example screen. Do know that this is a setup using Extreme Hunter potions, getting a 10% chance for double loot thanks to the Volcanic Trapper outfit, 6 total traps active at once, and more. At the price I was selling Grenwall spikes for a couple of days ago near the end of Double XP, that was over 23 million GP per hour. However, that price is no longer relevant as Grenwall spikes are declining in price and sell for around 1900 GP currently. That means I was getting around 18.5 million GP per hour. If we were to subtract the cost of potions and those electrified traps, that would leave us with around 50 million GP per hour, which is still a very good GP per hour rate from a skilling method. Now I also did a test without any boost at level 99 Hunter wearing nothing, and I was able to get a Grenwall spike per hour rate of around 5,600. Knowing that, it's probably safe to assume that no matter what, as long as you're able to have access to 5 traps, which is after level 80 Hunter, and using Extreme Hunter potions, you're probably able to get at least 5,000 Grenwall spikes per hour here, no matter the boost you use. This means at current prices, you should be able to get a minimum GP per hour rate of 9.5 mil, which is incredibly good for a skilling training method. On top of this money per hour, you'll be earning some Hunter marks and gaining anywhere from 200 to 500,000 Hunter experience per hour, depending on what XP boost you use. Remember that using decorated urns will give you a rough 20% experience per hour boost based on your base hunter experience here. And best of all, this method will be a good money maker for the foreseeable future, as Grenwall spikes will always be in demand, especially around double XP events, as they are used to create extreme ranging potions. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it useful, and if you did, leave a like down below and maybe even consider subscribing, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.